And if you don't know now, you do know it's Gunz. This is the Gunz Show, the greatest city in the world. Let's go, New York City. It is your boy Gunz, G-U-N-Z. Follow me on Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, Twitter. You guys all know the goddamn deal. The Gunz Show, 5 stars. All those ratings, they all
Let's
matter.
go.
Or so apparently I'm told they all matter. All I know is this artist definitely matters. Don't call it a comeback, but this motherfucker is back. Let's go. Sammy Adams on the Gunz Show. Let's go. My man.
What up, y'all? What's popping?
Dude, how are you, man? First of all, that fucking freed me right there to be able to say that. I'm ready to go. I kind of like want to just run through the streets and just start pounding beers with you right now. You know what I mean?
I totally know what you are feeling, bro. It's like, I mean, it's exciting because like new music, starting to pick up college shows and like just shows in general. So definitely moving in the right direction. Obviously feels great to not be freezing anymore now that we're like spring, summer-ish. But everything's been gravy, man.
Yeah. Good, man. And like I said, it's kind of wild because obviously, you know, people know the name Sammy Adams. You've been around, you've been busting your ass, you've been fucking a hard-ass worker for a decade, at least a decade plus. And whether it's from the Barstool Blackout to some people might know you from Warped Tour, some people know you from the hip-hop, and some people know you from dance, all sorts of different realms. That's the beautiful thing about Sammy Adams because it's not just one particular genre, and I can listen to your discography, and there's always a song that will fit my mood even to this day. And that's what I always appreciate and respect about you. But I am super stoked, man, because it was kind of wild. We kind of just reconnected years later, you know, since the Warped Tour scene and all that stuff, and you had been on
Right.
stuff. We reconnected in a gambling chat, chat room on Twitter because
That's hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious. I was like, "Yo, what up, Sammy?" You're like, "Gunz, what up?" And you know, that's just the way things go, man. Because we both love sports and you know, and betting and things like that. So, what a small world, man. Full circle. Here we are. Let's go.
Absolutely, man. That's so funny. I was thinking about that earlier because like my manager was like, you're gonna go on the Gunz Show on Wednesday or Sunday. Sunday. Wow. Off. That's COVID for you. It's like Wednesday. It's fucking Sunday.
Like what month is it? Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I was like, oh, word. I was like, fire. Like, let's fucking get it. We were already planning on doing that. So super hyped to be on. Super stoked to have it finally fucking come to fruition, my guy.
I was going to have you on anyway, just to shoot the shit and just talk about memories and stuff. But what's great about this is we don't have to talk about memories because we're about to make some future memories, man. Because Sammy Adams has dropped a brand new song called Drip just within the last 48 hours. This song is sick, dude. It's got that drip. It's got that vibe, man. I'm just pumped. I'm proud and I'm pumped of you, man. Well deserved, and you fucking crushed it.
Thank you, bro. I'm super hyped. We've been kind of like fine-tuning this one for a minute. Shout out Code Jangles on the production. I did like the little vocal effects on it.
Right.
And like it was crazy because I like, speaking of COVID and things coming back around in full circle, I started this song like literally like March 18th when like the Apple studio closed. So like we were like working from home. Everyone was kind of like in a frenzy. You heard like unprecedented times 8 fucking million times a day. And then I literally hit writer's block and like couldn't finish this record, bro. It was like killing me. So I just kind of took some time off and like focused more on like other projects. Like I'm writing a bunch of shit for a new Star show called Force, linking with producers, doing co-writes, just kind of adding on to like the music kind of monopoly I'm trying to tap into with like Apple Music and my own shit, and you know, just keep all my parallels open. So it was fucking ill that I could finally finish this song because I was like, I knew right away that it was special. So I'm super hyped that it's out and it's doing well and people are fucking with it.
Absolutely. You're speaking here with Sammy Adams. It's called Drip. I love just like, you know, just the guitar work, the synth work in the beginning of it, just the way it rolls out into that chorus, which is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like just so catchy and just so true. And I think, you know, it is frustrating at times. You know, I interview literally interview everybody. And I've continued to interview and actually interviewed more people the last year because I felt like fans really needed that connection with the artist because they weren't going to meet and greets. They weren't going to concerts. These are the people they look up to. Music's always been there during shitty times. Let's at least interact with the artist. And that's what I really wanted to do and made sure was prevalent for the Gunz Show this past year. But I got to say, man, a lot of this is timing, and this song dropping right now could not have come for at a better time for Sammy Adams, dude. Weather's better. People are starting to cruise. Bars are coming up back. Beach is going to be open. This is going to be a jam this summer, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool because like a lot of, it's been a really interesting like road navigating like the sound and like, it's funny because like yesterday I had to like put a clip in for like Billboard or someone about like a quote about the song and like I feel like it's kind of unlike a lot of shit that I've done in the past, but it's like it's just such a vibe. Like once I heard the beat and the guitars, and it's like it's simple but it hits, and like it's ill to have a song that people probably in the past, put me in like the stigmatized like frat rap world because we would play colleges. Like, we'd have just as many college dates as we'd have like actual hard ticketed shows. So it's nice to kind of move into this new like melodic hip hop lane because it's just mad fun to write, and like, like spitting a hard 16 or like a crazy off the top freestyle is mad fun. But like creating a song and then like I played it for so many different people, like my friends I grew up with, like in Boston, like in the city, fratty white boys, everyone you can imagine. And like maybe one person who is like the biggest stickler engineer of all time was like, well, I would like boost the vocals, and so luckily we didn't have it mixed before. I was
gonna say there's always one asshole and he's gone. Cut from the team. Cut from the team, right?
Exactly. So it's ill, man. I feel super, super blessed and fucking stoked that the song is finally out. Because it's definitely been a first song of the year, and I think it's about to go crazy.
Dude, it is, like I said, the timing of the song could not have come at a better time or place for Sammy Adams. And listen, man, like I said, we all know you throughout the years and like you said, college. But at the time, though, it was like, that's what was happening. You know what I mean? And you took advantage of a situation that was right there for you. And totally. It was like, why wouldn't you do that? And at the time, you're like, it's almost like mp3.com, pure volume days, MySpace days. Those are all starting to come up. And like, those were all coming at colleges. That's how that was coming to fruition at the time. And it's like, I mean, yeah, that's where I'm going to go. Like, that's where I'm going to ball out at. Like,
a lot of people too. Like, I think at that time it was a lot more like not difficult, but it was like more of a fun thing to find music. Like, I remember like the day I discovered like fucking Drizzy and like Kid Cudi, and I was just like, oh my God. And then, like not even like I should have still been in college, and then I'm doing shows, opening up for these dudes, and like playing shows, and like dude, I did a show with like Drizzy at Tufts and like Kid Cudi at some other college, and like kids are like, holy shit, like this dude's actually doing it. So it's cool because it's like I said about the genres, like this is like such a great lane to be in because I always was mixing whether it was EDM and house and hip hop, or it's like November 18th on Drizzy's So Far Gone was like kind of the manuscript I was following for this type of shit because it's melodic. It's like it's a vibe. It's not like All Night Longer where it's gonna literally throw the bar fucking nuts, but it fucking slaps. So I'm super stoked.
It logically makes sense for the next set with Sammy Adams, and also like it shows your growth as just as a songwriter in general, man. And I think what's wild about this and what I do respect about you is the fact that you've been able to adapt. And like a lot of people that come up in the game drop out. A lot of our friends have come and gone, you know what I mean? But It's about how you're able to adapt. It's about how you've been able to kind of see what's going on in the music industry and just take it to the next level, or sometimes just pull in some random ass shit and just go with it. And you could have fallen back. You could have kept doing your own shit over and over and over again, recycle the stuff, whatever. Instead, man, with a song like Drip and just also the things that you're working on, man, like I'm stoked because you fucking have a decade plus of experience, and also you know what the hell's going on. You got that ear that other people don't have, and this is just this is 2.0, Sammy Adams 2.0, man. Right now, let's go.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the ill part too. Is like once you kind of make the jump, it's like the music industry is unbelievably, like, it's just like, I forget who said it. I think it was Rick Rubin said, like, the music industry is a fickle bitch.
True.
And it's like, and it's like there's so much demand for people to like continue to put out music consistently and at a high rate. But like really, we built a fan base, and like whether you're still on my team or on my team now or not, did a really good job at that. And in terms of not pigeonholing yourself to one genre, I think was super important. And like, you got to make the people fall in love with you and your music. And I think I did a really good job with that, just from everything from, talking to people on Twitter, and like Twitter was like, it was like YouTube and Twitter, like IG was like just kind of coming up. So a lot of Facebook, a lot of Twitter, but it's ill, dude. Like I'm super stoked to be rolling stuff out and just, still on the grind and making hits.
And I think that what you're also going to be able to do, man, is because you have a great personality, and also these songs are going to fucking slap, like Drip that just came out. The TikTok world as well. For years with SoundCloud rappers, those that know. You know what I mean? And like, I explain it to the audience, but a lot of the audience listens to me now throughout the years. You guys understand what the hell we're talking about. And it's just, what's the next thing? And right now the TikTok obviously is huge and stuff, but a lot of these songs, man, I mean, that chorus can be a fucking TikTok jam and stuff like that. But I want people to realize that you're not just going to be limited to TikTok, because your live show is going to be fucking ridiculous. The energy that comes out is 110% at all times whenever Sammy Adams performs. So it's like, there's all those elements, plus you have the history to you as well. I look at my buddy Mod's son, who has been around for like 15 plus years, started in a pop punk band, had done the Warped Tour with MGK and stuff when literally nobody would fucking pay attention to them. People fucking hated MGK and Mod and stuff. Like, nobody was fucking paying attention to them and stuff. And he just kept at it. And now he's finally getting this fucking, he's doing Jimmy Kimmel. He's got the song with Avril. He's got a fucking ridiculous album because he kept at it, man. And for people, a lot of people fell off and didn't keep at it. And, I'm not saying you ever fell off, but you did go away for a little bit, and now we've got you back, man. And I'm stoked to know that you've got some of your best stuff ahead for you, man.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was crazy because we had like we still have a whole album in the vault that I was supposed to put out, and then broke my neck, which was fucking crazy.
I don't know if I know that story.
I broke my neck about 2 years ago, and was like 100th of an inch away from being like a paraplegic, or quadriplegic. So like it was crazy because like,
fuck, man.
I came home and like I felt like something was wrong and shit, but I have a pretty high pain threshold, so I wasn't really tripping. And then like one morning I couldn't lift like my back off the bed, so I had to like slide off the bed into like a squat position and use my legs to get up. And then I literally immediately went to get an MRI, and they were like, yo, come to the hospital ASAP. They put like a neck brace on me, and they were like, yeah,
like in a crash or something? Did you fall?
It was like it was just an accident, and it was just like I hit like the top of my head, and I got 39 fucking staples in my dome.
And then it just messed up the whole thing because it just crushed the whole.
So it was like, it was crazy, dude. Because it's like luckily like I was back in New York, so I could go to like Presbyterian and like had a surgeon there and shit. But it was wild because like I ended up being in the hospital for a while, and then once I started to feel better, was heavily sedated. I started to write music again. Like it was a big wake up call, to be honest, because like the surgeon that did my surgery put me in the recovery room for like 3 hours to be like, yo, this is how lucky you are. And like people, you know, there was like a BMX biker that was like a star who like couldn't wiggle his toes, like other people like couldn't really move. And so it was super eye-opening to me, and just like, you know, really insane to just get a second shot, which like if you ask my mom, she'd be like, it's probably like the 5th, 6th, or 7th.
Right.
But yeah, from that, I just took away like, you know, just super grateful every morning that I wake up and have another 24 to do what I love, man. So God bless, I'm okay.
That resonates a lot, man. And for real, just speak here with Sammy Adams, and fuck, man, I didn't even know that story, dude. Well, and it also just, like you said, just appreciate everything that you got, but also this is your chance to continue to inspire, continue to innovate for the masses out there, as he's got that brand new song Drip. And I guess, you know, man, I definitely want to have you on again, like next couple of weeks or something like that. But I kind of want to just kind of have you on just to like be like, Sammy Adams is here, let's go. You know what I mean? Because people like know the name, but they're like, oh, word? It's like, no, I want people to know that Sammy Adams got a brand new fucking track on. Then I want to have you back on like a couple of weeks. We'll have some fun. We'll shoot the shit, whatever. We'll crack some beers, whatever. But we'll also even delve more into just like, you know, the process and things like that. But I do want to ask you this, though, because I know that you're always like thinking and always trying to be creative and stuff like that. And I've had two different answers to this whenever I asked it for artists out there. One is, has the pandemic stifled your creation because some artists say, I need to be on the road, I need to be out there, I need to experience life in order to write? On the flip side, some other people say, I've actually been able to write better now than ever before because when I'm on the road, I wake up every single day in a different city, or I'm just in the back of the tour bus and I'm just don't even know what the heck's going on, that I'm just in a fog. You, my friend, you mentioned in the beginning that like you didn't really know because nobody knew what the hell was going on. When did those kind of creative vibes start coming back for you with the music you did?
I mean,
for a question. How about that for a question?
It's funny because like what I said about Drip was probably the first record that I started to record as the pandemic was kind of just like, you know, the calm before the storm, and like Apple Music was closing, so like the studio was closed, so we're all working from home and shit. And then, you know, I would say like after spending like a couple of days on Drip, I wrote the first 2 lines, and then I hit writer's block like crazy, just because there was so many things up in the air. Like, are we going to have our show on Apple Music still? Does this affect, you know, the 7 college shows that we have, and yada, yada. So it kind of like felt like a tailspin in a way. And then like a month later, just from like focusing on other stuff and like literally trying as hard as I could to not revisit that song, because I knew like when I come back to this song, I want to make sure I fucking body it. I would say it's helped because it's helped my like production side of shit. It's helped me kind of dial in like the home studio and shit. So in that regard, I would say that, you know, obviously COVID's not a blessing because there's people dying and shit. But I was able to kind of, you know, channel all that energy and up in the air, like what the fuck is going to happen in the next 6 months, into just grinding and doing co-writes and producing more and learning how to mix and get like all my levels and shit perfect so I could just work here. Because a lot of my fans don't know that like I never made music for Boston's Boy really in a studio with anyone but Maddie Harris, who went by Maddie Trump back in the day. So when I would be in a studio with like a new engineer and there'd be like a runner and an assistant, I'd be like, what are those guys doing here?
You're like, yeah. Like, who are they? Like, what do you do? Like, yeah, where's my one like, person I know? Like, yeah, like, what do you, yeah.
Like, yo, this is my session. What are you doing here? And it's like, I'm here to get you like food and booze. Like, I was like, oh, okay, you can stay. But yeah, I mean, just like kind of used it to just create. So, you know, when the time comes when we do play shows and we can drop music again, you know, just pretty much stock the vault with as much content and music as possible. So like it's been it's been amazing other than that first like month and a half where I just like literally everything I wrote, like I'm sorry to any producer that worked with me in that time because I was not fucking it. But yeah, it opened up and you know, once I started to just like hit a lick with beats and shit, it all just like opened up crazy, which thank the Lord it did.
We got that song Drip by him. We'll play it for you next. And like you said, that was the perfect tease for what lies ahead in the next coming months. We'll get more. I guess we can say we'll definitely get some Sammy Adams beats in the future, right? So we'll get some. We got some songs coming, right, in 2021.
100%.
Perfect, dude. Perfect. We'll get you back on for that. We also got to talk some sports as well in the future. Have you been getting crushed in NBA at all? Like, I'm just getting fucking dude. I did well in the tournament because I just kept live betting and I did really well in the tournament. But then, dude, and even baseball for a little bit, man. It's just like, I mean, the Yankees obviously haven't been consistent. The fucking Padres, like it's been. Dodgers have been, you know, I'm doing a lot of first fives. A lot of first fives. I've been winning on those.
You know that you know what bet is crazy, and it's like it's
under first inning runs because I've been doing those. Is that what you're gonna say?
The NRFIs.
Yes.
So like it's hilarious because like I was like I'm such a fucking hypocrite because I was like literally talking to someone in the studio like while I had like my fucking book open and I'm like you know the younger dudes like in the game and shit just want like instant gratification. Meanwhile, I'm placing a fucking no-run first inning bet. So it's like, okay, dude, like fucking
so true.
Fucking pot calling the kettle black. So I mean, those like NBA, I haven't been getting crushed on. Like NBA is tough to bet because they literally announce like the players like fucking.
That's what's frustrating. Durant will be like, "Oh, I'm not playing today." Just like, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? Or Embiid. It's like, what do you mean Embiid's not out? And then the line's changing and you're fucked. You know what I mean? NBA's been frustrating. I'll say that. Yes.
NBA's been frustrating. I've been cleaning up in EPL. Baseball is tough too. Like even yesterday, like mad people that were like on the under in the Cubs game, and it was like a fucking football score.
Straight up, yeah. First inning out, yeah.
It's like 10-0 first inning. Same with like the Rockies. It was like 10-0 Giants last night, and it was like literally the second inning. So I've been. It's funny because like a lot of people didn't know I was like into. I mean, people knew I was into sports, but like I kind of just got added to like a group chat on Twitter, like made a bunch of homies. And it's been great because it's like, you know, it's like more than anything, it's like I think people run into the problem of like, obviously like you're risking dough to lose, but like you got to manage your bankroll. Like people just throw like an insane amount of money or just like, it's kind of easy to tell when people are like photoshopping tickets, like unless.
That's so fucking frustrating. Yeah, fuck those.
You know,
like
and it's like I have fucking it's like 750 units. It's like what's a unit? Fucking 50 cents. Like, what are you talking about?
If you have 750 units, what are you doing in this group chat right now? You know what I mean? Or like that, or like
exactly. So it's like it's funny too because like you know in the hip hop industry in the music world when people say like I'm a capper, it's like you're a liar.
You're full. Yeah.
So like it took me mad long for people to be like, yo, you're a capper? I'm like, fuck out of here, bro. And I'm like, oh, like, yeah, sometimes I handicap sports. but yeah, it's been nice to have sports back too. Cause like for those, you know, those first like 3-4 months, everything was pushed back. The NBA was in the bubble. Like
I'm betting Korean baseball. The fucking Dinos last year saved me because I was waking up at 5 a.m. watching Korean Dinos play baseball.
I mean, that like someone said it the other day.
About them though last year, they sucked this year. Last year they were fucking cash money though.
The Dinos,
yeah, they were cash money.
KBO is fun. Like I mean, especially if I have like a like late night studio session, I can just like kind of zone out when like people are cutting records. But like someone said it yesterday. It was so funny. It's like. I love how like all 4 major sports are on right now, and they're gonna continue through the summer because like I literally would have lost my shit if I have to bet like Belarusian soccer.
I was doing all sorts of shit. I was like, you know, the ping pong. I was doing the ping pong shit, and I was Oh god. Anyway,
those gotta be 100% rigged.
Rigged. Oh, totally rigged. Yeah, man. You know that Putin or whoever the fuck is behind. Yeah, there's no way. Especially like when the minus like 400s that you throw into a parlay are suddenly losing. Like, dude, there's no way you're minus 400 and losing in fucking ping pong. Like,
that's the crazy thing is like we were just like tossing. We were just like tossing like $10 together each, and we'd like parlay like like 4 ping pong matches, and then we started to catch the trend that like these minus 300s, it's like this dude's lost like 5 fucking matches in 6. It's like, who is putting these lines out? And like, it's probably like Vladimir Putin, just like 100, 400 plus 950. It's like ding ding, just the puppet master. So it's like thank God we could actually like bet on fucking real sports. Not that I don't have my own fucking Cue the X-Files fucking theme song, like conspiracies about
plenty of those,
about those sports being rigged, but it's nice to have everything back. I still think the NBA's gotten super soft in terms of like, I think it's probably because there's no fans, but like players should be getting teed up for saying like and one motherfucker, like
no, they've got,
and it's like it's just because they can hear it, so like it's definitely like a blessing for refs, because usually the refs are getting hosed during the game by the fans.
The NBA has personified the Brady rule that you can't hit a quarterback. They become the pussy rule that you can't come close. You breathe on a quarterback wrong, you're going to get a flag. And the NBA has taken that and put it across the whole entire league throughout the whole entire game. And it's
the flopping is wild.
It's worse than soccer at times.
It's like when you're like 6'9", fucking 280. It's like, bro, there's no chance. Like you're just pulling a fucking Neymar on this one.
Sammy Adams, my man, we got to have you come back. We'll talk some NBA. Maybe NBA Finals we'll have you back on, man, like in a month or 2 or whatnot.
Yeah, let's do it.
For the listeners out there, you can definitely check out Drip. And if you haven't heard it yet, make sure to subscribe, follow, pick it up right now wherever you're streaming, all that shit. We got more songs coming from Sammy Adams. But if you still haven't heard it yet, we're debuting it right now. Radio debut. That's how we do on a Sunday night. Let's fucking go. It's Gunz. This is the Gunz Show. My man Sammy Adams over there. Ballin'. We got Drip. It's the Gunz Show.